Hello and welcome back. We're here to watch pole vault, so let's watch pole vault.
All right, so I wasn't even quite sure if I would jump this week, but luckily we do have some pole vaults to review. So let's get into it. Now, I did not jump last Friday. So this Tuesday, I went from 3 lefts. I was able to work my way back to, and then I just took just a few jumps and just to see where I'm at.
Okay.
So again, I had the knee injury on the Tuesday of last week, last week, and so I had a knee injury on Tuesday. I stopped practice, did not jump on Friday, and I'm back to practice on this next Tuesday.
There you go,
So I'm
Jack.
taking a
Welcome
rolling
back.
step. I'm taking a rolling step. So the knee hurts only in 2 places, mostly right at the takeoff when I'm jumping, but that's pretty much unavoidable. There's nothing you can really do about that. And then right at the start when I actually get out in order to start running my vault. So what we did is we took a couple walking steps at the start instead of starting from a complete stop and then going. That's difficult on my knee, and so just taking like a couple walking steps as I get into it has actually takes a lot of pressure off the knee. It works really well. So and I was able to end it with a pretty good jump. Um, so I'm on the 15-foot 165, which is really small pole, probably the smallest pole I'll ever be on. That's pretty good technical form, but it's just underpowered. It's just a really small pole, and I'm jumping. But so I didn't like just pick up a pole and just try the 3 lefts. I had a smooth progression that actually worked really well. The first at practice I started with pole runs, so I set up the about my 6 lefts. It's like 88 feet or so. I would take those couple walking steps, and then I would get into. I treat it like a real vault, only I wouldn't jump at the end. It's just running down the runway and then dropping the pole and getting it the rhythm of the run down. And so I did quite a few of those, and then I did slide box, which is this little like mock box, but when you hit it, like it just flies down the runway. And so I did some short approach slide box reps, and I was actually jumping. You actually have to jump when you're doing the slide box, and so that was a good test. But yeah, I got through that pain free, pretty much. And so I went to short approach on the runway, and I really didn't take many at all because I was still very very sensitive. Didn't want to push it, but yeah, it was very solid. Very solid, just being able to jump, not have none of that stinging sharp pain. Was good. I actually got to the meet yesterday. It was a home meet. I didn't actually I competed. I competed from short approach, so I was underpowered. Wasn't going to be jumping any big bars or anything, but I was able to at least take some jumps, get over some bars. It's good. So this first one was not good at all. So the one thing that I'm kind of working on this week, a little bit, I wanted to mention on this last one is that I actually did. This is actually a really good takeoff position. So the technical model that I have is what I want for this season. I want to be in this takeoff position, really big with both arms. I have good pressure. Early hands is the biggest thing from this week. It's getting my hands up early and getting good pressure on the pole as I jump into the takeoff. And so that was good on this vault. And then contrast that with what happened first vault. So it's also partly that is under. So when I'm taking those couple walking steps, you have to actually make sure that I'm walking in them. Otherwise, I can run myself under easily. So yeah, so it was like first jump of the competition. Maybe nerves were a little bit high, but I ran myself under. Not like a whole lot. I mean, it's not like super under. It was only a few inches, probably like 6 inches under. But biggest thing about this vault is I just did not get my hands up in time. Just not at all. So I get completely smacked by the pole instead of being aggressive at the takeoff. Yeah, I just get smacked back right away. And it just I made it somehow. I guess through sheer force of will, I mustered myself over the bar, but certainly was not great technique. I believe that's 14.6. I came in at 14.6. Definitely better vault, much better vault on that takeoff. Yeah, so I actually had some pressure this time. Pressure going into the vault. Certainly better. I mean, still not great. Still want to be a lot more forward. But it works. And this one was just late hands again. Just completely late. Yeah, I was taking off right here, and I just get smacked by the pole. And in this position, like there's just nothing you can do. There's almost nothing you can do if you find yourself in this position. Like you just at that point you just swing as hard as you can and just pray that you get in. But like you won't have any. You won't get into the pit at all. You need to be ready for the takeoff in order to get it to go. So that was not what happened there. There we go, better vault. Yes. So let's roll that back. Certainly better. See, I have my hands up. Could even be a little bit earlier, but like my hands are up and ready to actually hit the vault this time. That's a good takeoff position right here. I do like that takeoff position. I can swing on it. I could be still a lot more aggressive with my upper body. Can really crank on the pole quite a lot more. And so it just looked a little. It was a good vault. But I can definitely crank on a bit more. Now this was the best jump of the competition. Is definitely much better. See, I'm up a lot earlier. My hands get up. I'm actually ready for the takeoff. I'm able to drive my knee into the jump. I have good pressure with both hands. And I'm able to get it to go, get right into the invert. That actually, when I was working on with that arm, actually remained relaxed on the top, even though I wasn't thinking about it, remained relaxed, which I'm happy with. I mean, good to have the progress stick there. And then the bar was just too high. It's a good jump, certainly, but I think like 15'9", and I could have had a really solid chance of making it. I think the bar is just a little bit too high for this pole that I'm on. It is quite a small pole. I believe it's a 15'6", 175-pound pole. So is a bit small. It's what I've been jumping on though. So this is my regular four left practice pole. So be able to get onto this and be taking good jumps on it, coming fresh off of injury, is very solid in my opinion. I think. I mean, and like you gotta take what you've got. So yes, I want to blow through this pole. I want to get better, get onto bigger poles, but I've got to take in consideration. I mean, I was jumping on the 165 just on Tuesday, and then on Friday I wasn't even jumping at all. So yeah, I want to get better. First, I've got to get back to where I was. I've got to get healthy. I've got to be able to take these jumps. So that's definitely good progress in the way of getting back to where I was. So you have to take with what we will. The smaller ones. I mean, yeah, like I jumped 15'5" at this meet, but like that was probably, I took very solid jumps all the way through, and they actually got better technically. I got more confident getting my hands up and really hitting the plant later in the meet, and that's really solid, I think. So yeah, I think it was definitely a good week for practice and competition. This jump, I'm actually up on a bigger pole. I'm on the pole that I PR from 5 meters, or from 4 lefts. My PR is 5 meters with this pole, so it's actually a good pole, quite decent. But I just crashed the bar a little bit. Yeah, I crashed the bar. I'm not even totally sure. I crashed the bar, but it was a solid jump. It was still good with the hands. It wasn't quite as good as a little bit out. It wasn't quite as good as the one before. Still a solid attempt, but I just didn't quite get the snap and the pop. Get me over, get me higher in the air. So still have to take into what I want is, all I want is to get back to where I was in December. This is to this jump.
There you go. Nice.
Yes.
Back in the
So
17.
really good takeoff position. I'm even leaning back a little bit much. Like I could even be a little better in my posture, a little taller on takeoff. Tall, big hands. Get the pole to really move. And yeah, then just I get to meet their first bar is like 5 meters, 505, 510, somewhere in that range. Second bar, 520, 525. And I could go for the bar that I really want. So that 540, 535, 540, 545. Bar in that range. That's what I really want. And to get there, I need to get healthy first, foremost. So like this next, I have a meet this next upcoming week. It's really tempting to want to train, get my full approach marking, and then go back to full approach have it for that meet, but I have to be very, very careful not to get hurt again. So I think at the very least I'll compete in 6 less at the meet. It would be great. Be great progression. Because like I was in pain this meet from 4 less, but it was the usual tendon pain and knee and hamstring. But sometimes some of it doesn't go away. Sometimes you have to know your own body, what your pain threshold kind of is. The sharp acute pain from on the takeoff was never present at this meet, which is great. And I recovered well for the meet. This day after was actually pretty good. So yeah, I'm actually quite content with how I did this week. I mean, we had setback. We just had to keep training, getting better, and get back to where we were. And then you just have to put it together at the meet, and hopefully we can just get everything going. So yes, that is the weekly pole vault review session. Thank you for watching, and I will see you next week.